Hi everyone, and welcome to another video by Tea Time Tidbits. Have you ever read the newspaper headlines and were not really sure what they really meant? Well, today is an episode for you. It's all about English in newspaper headlines. Newspaper headlines are designed to be short, catchy, and of course to catch your attention. That's why they have short words and sometimes strange grammar. Let's take a look at some of the words first of all. Here we have the secret language of headline English. Here are a few headlines, and I've highlighted some of the words that could be tricky when you want to understand this headline. Let's go through them one by one. PM backs peace plan. PM, of course, meaning the Prime Minister. Backs, the normal English word is support, so the PM, the Prime Minister, supports a peace plan. What about the next one? 6 die in a disco blaze. A blaze is another word for fire, a short word for fire. So 6 die in the disco fire. The new drive to reduce unemployment. Drive in this case means a campaign, an effort. So a new effort, a new campaign to reduce unemployment. The next one is bid, a bid to cut rising crime. In this case, in headlines, a bid means an attempt, a try. So an attempt to cut rising crime. And the last one, new regulations to curb smoking. Curb in this case means to limit or to restrict. So there are new regulations to curb smoking, to limit smoking. To help you understand newspaper headlines in the future, here's a little sheet that I prepared for you earlier. As you can see, you have here the words that we often see in headlines as short and sexy words. Here you have the normal meaning of the word in English, and finally, of course, a German translation. I will leave a link in the information below so you can get this from my website. The grammar also changes when you read newspaper headlines. Let's take a look at some of the ways that newspaper headlines grammar and normal grammar is different. First of all, they often use the present simple tense for past events. Let's take a look at our example from before. 6 die in the disco blaze. Of course, 6 died, it's over, so it's the past tense. They also leave out auxiliary verbs. Here we have the example where the are is missing, so the be form is missing. Temperatures rising as climate changes. Of course, it should be temperatures are rising. They also use infinitives for the future. So instead of saying will or going to, they use the to and then the infinitive form. So the president to visit France for further talks. Often they leave out articles, an or the, as we saw in our example before. Prime Minister backs peace plan. Of course, we're missing the Prime Minister and the peace plan. And as I said before about the auxiliaries, there's the example here where the to be is missing in the following example. Family of murder victim satisfied with the court decision. So the family of the murder victim is satisfied with, and of course the is missing as well from that situation. So we've covered the special grammar, we've covered the special vocabulary, but what about also the vocabulary that you see in the newspaper headlines that maybe you don't know, or maybe they are different definitions to what you normally know these words as. And so to help you understand the headlines from before, I've prepared a list of some of the most important highlighted vocab, and I will again leave the link to this in the information below. So let's bring everything together and have a look at the headlines that we started with from the BBC a few days ago. In our first story, there are 4 main words that we need to think about, and of course it's also about the topic of coronavirus. And if you want to stop a virus or an illness, you need a vaccine. And talking here about the Moderna vaccine, which appears to work against different variants. The word suggest here, of course, as well, says that they think after doing the test that the antibodies also work. Next, the word approved means that it is allowed to use in the UK. On to America, we have the headline, Biden overturns Trump transgender military ban. And this is meaning that he overturns a ban, so he lifts the ban, he scraps the ban, he gets rid of the ban. And next, over to the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, the Dutch Prime Minister condemns coronavirus riots as criminal. In Holland, in the Netherlands, there were riots. This is when people attack police, they protest and they set fire. And they were doing this because the Dutch want to have a curfew, which means that you can't go out at night. And then they started riots, they protested about it. And the Dutch Prime Minister, he criticizes this, he condemns it. Finally, to Russia. That's not my palace, says Putin. President Putin denies links to a palace featured in a video by his critic Alexei Navalny. So here the word denies says it has nothing to do with him. It is not his palace. I hope that you now understand these words better that I highlighted. And what would you like to do with these words? Maybe you'd like to learn them. In this case, I would always suggest Quizlet. Quizlet.com is my go-to flashcard learning software, which is totally free. I've made a flashcard set for you for these 10 items of vocab, and the link is below. If you are not exactly sure what Quizlet is or how you can use Quizlet to learn your vocabulary, then take a look at my 2 videos that I've made about Quizlet. Firstly, how you can learn with Quizlet and how you can make your own cards from word lists from Excel or from Word. So I hope that helped you understand headline English a little bit better. And I look forward to producing some more in the news videos for you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.